Today we are discussing how to properly introduce a puppy to your current dog or to your cat. Adding a new puppy is it's so exciting, right? We are just so overwhelmed and super excited to bring home a new pet. However, if you have an older dog or a cat at home, you might be wondering how to introduce a new puppy to them. So with some preparation, we're gonna be able to make this super easy and a great success. For current dog owners, I promise we'll get to cats shortly, but we're gonna talk about dog owners first. So here are some things that you wanna do before you bring your puppy home. First, you wanna put away your older dog's favorite chew toys, their bones, their bedding, all of that stuff, because you want to avoid territorial behavior. So remember, it's their home. They live there first. They don't have anybody they have to worry about taking their things. So we want to create a space in our home to where both dogs can get away from each other. They could still see each other, smell each other, but they're not, especially the puppy, hogging all of your current dog's items. So you create that space in your home where both dogs can actually get away from each other. So you're gonna wanna use puppy pens, puppy gates, your crates, everything, so that you can have a separate space, but they can still see each other, they can still smell each other, but they can have space away. Okay, so after you guys have all of that stuff set up, then you're gonna wanna purchase separate items for your new puppy. So bedding, crate, toys, bones, leash, collars, food dishes, all of that is gonna prevent the possessive aggression. So this is super important, guys. Remember that your puppy is going to need puppy food. So you're gonna need to buy different food for your current pet and your new puppy. And next, you're gonna wanna ensure that your pet's up to date on their vaccines. So of course, you're gonna bring your puppy home, depending on where you get it from, they're usually around 8-9 weeks, and they should only have one set of vaccines. But your current pets should already be fully vaccinated, and so you shouldn't have anything to worry about between the introduction there. Now we're gonna talk about the introduction. So the day of introduction, you wanna make sure that you've already spent quality time with your current dog. That means they have had lots of exercise and you've spent lots of time loving on them, because you're gonna be gone. You're gonna go pick up this puppy, whether it's at an airport or from the breeder. Make sure that your new puppy has also been exercised and that they're not too rambunctious for the introduction. So if you get your puppy, you have a long drive, then before you bring out the other dog for introduction, just get him, some exercise, run him up and down, whatever you need to do to kind of let him release some of that energy. During the introduction, your older dog does consider his house is your house is his house. So in order to prevent any type of aggression, any territorial behavior, you wanna find a neutral area to introduce your dog to the new puppy. So you wanna put your older dog on a leash while another person is holding the puppy also on a leash, okay? First, you're gonna keep them at a distance. And you're gonna pay attention to their body language on both the puppy and your current dog. And you wanna see if there's any type of changes. So you're basically just letting them introduce themselves from a distance. Let them just kind of smell each other and check each other out and see, especially with your current dog, because the puppy most likely is going to just want to run and play and jump all over that dog. But you're really, more importantly, looking at your current dog and seeing how they respond, and you'll know your dog better than anybody else. So just pay attention to all of that. And then you're gonna let your puppy be on a looser leash. Okay, so you want your older dog to be on a tighter leash, but your puppy needs to be the one kind of in control, I guess I would say, because they're the ones that are probably gonna be fearful if you have a big dog, or if they aren't really social with a lot of other dogs. Let your puppy decide to go and engage a little bit or back off. So that puppy should be in control. you want them to be able to move away from the situation if they're nervous or if they're scared. So once that puppy is going up to the adult dog without fear, then you can let them walk next to each other. So now let them both be on leash, still getting comfortable walking next to each other. And this could be literally just in the sidewalk, wherever it is that you guys are meeting, preferably outside of your home if possible. You don't want to hold them so tight next to your side because they feel your tensity. So if you guys are tensed up or stressed out, they can feel that vibe and they are also going to get tensed up. So make sure that you are very calm and relaxed and just go with the flow. Let them, be loose, and chances are their tails are gonna be wagging, the older dog's gonna be all up on the puppy, and the puppy is gonna think, oh, do you have milk? Cat introduction. So keep in mind that puppies love to chase moving objects, especially furry ones like a cat. So this means that letting your puppy off leash to chase the cat is probably a disaster waiting to happen. And this is pretty stressful for your cat. So if you allow the puppy to keep chasing the cat and that puppy is getting overexcited from that and the cat keeps running more and more, not only are you stressing out the cat, but now you are teaching that puppy to get more and more excited and start chasing every single furry thing that moves. All right, so cats can take much longer than dogs to adjust to change. So sometimes it's gonna take weeks, sometimes it could take months for your cat to come around to the idea of a new puppy. The best way to start to introduce your puppy and your cat is very slowly. So you want to start off at a distance, allowing that cat to be in control. So just like earlier we talked about the puppy being in control of the older dog, now it's kind of reversed. You're allowing the cat to be in control of leaving and coming and going and checking out the puppy. So you might even need to do this first behind closed doors. If your cat is showing any certain body language, which you would know your cat's body language. If you don't, make sure you do the research ahead of time so that you understand what the tail means, what the ears down mean, all of that stuff. So this puppy can be, if you don't want to do it behind closed doors, and when I say closed doors, like literally when the puppy is loose in that area, the cat is in another room with the door closed. Trust me, they could smell each other, they could hear each other, they know each other's there. So they're going to be interested in that, but at least there's no straight interaction at first, and let your cat adjust. You can decide if you're gonna put them in that separate room or not. If not, then the next best thing is to put your puppy in a pen or behind a gate or even in a crate, and see the cat observing, smelling, and getting closer to the puppy. So what you can do is put like the cat's food right next to the gate or the pen with the puppy's food, and you're gonna let them eat at the same time next to each other, but they're still separated by that barrier. And then food is a motivator, so even though your cat may be a little leery, chances are the puppy will not be, but the cat probably will be. Then they'll introduce each other that way, get closer to each other, smell each other, and you're really just desensitizing them to each other. And so this is going to encourage them to be next to each other, but still going to prevent that puppy from chasing the cat. So after a few rounds of feeding near each other, then you can move on to the next step. So before allowing them to be together in the same space, you want to make sure that your puppy is well exercised, had their potty break, right? Make sure that your puppy is on a leash and have another person holding the cat at a distance. So kind of similar to the puppy and the adult dog leash situation, at a distance, but this one's obviously in your home. And you should have treats for both the puppy and your cat, or their food. And you're gonna allow the pets to see each other, but remember, we're at a distance. They're not gonna physically interact yet. So after like 15 to 30 seconds, then you're gonna separate the two. And when you separate the two, the treats go away. So you're gonna do this several times before allowing them to go face to face, interact without having any barriers, without having control. So we're just teaching them positive association, which is the treats, between this calm introduction. Now they're gonna start to get used to each other. They're gonna know that that cat is still here, that puppy is still here, they're not leaving, and they'll start to get used to it. You should always have a safe place for your cat to revert to. So if you allow your cat up on the counter or up onto, if they have a big tree or what have you, you need to give them that space. If they don't have that type of space, you need to have the puppy gate up so that they can get over the puppy gate and over to their other spot so that they don't have to feel threatened. Remember, it was your cat's home before it was your puppy's home. So they should always feel safe and comfortable. Now you can let them interact. And just a side note, I don't know how long that could be. It could be 1 day, it could be 5 days, it could be 3 weeks. I don't know your cat, I don't know your situation. That is up to you guys to really supervise and observe and make that decision on your own. But now you can actually let them interact. So you're gonna supervise this interaction, and you wanna keep this play session to a minimum. It'll probably take you guys a little while to just let everybody roam free in the house. So until next time, bye.